Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of our ServiceNow Agentic AI Deep Dive series. If you have been following along, you already know what Agentic AI is and you have taken the grand tour of the AI Agent Studio in the last tutorial. But uh, now we are rolling up our sleeves and getting our hands dirty. Okay. So today we are asking three big questions. Okay. What setup of validation you require, okay, before you start building, okay? What's the actual structure of agentic workflow and AI agent? What exactly is there inside all these things out? And how to act, how do you activate or duplicate an agent, okay, to make it your own? So by the end of this video, you will get answers of this question. But for the people who are trying it out and who are trying it on the PDI, this particular capability is not available on PDI. So what you have to do, you have to go to the Now Learning, okay, take any course, hands-on course on Agentic AI front, and just use that particular instance, okay. Uh, so let's get started. So first and foremost thing, we will try to understand the dependencies of how you should set up, okay, what all things are required, then only you can proceed. So it's just like a verification for whenever you get started on any agentic AI thing. So what you have to do first, you have to just go to all available applications, and under that you just go for all, and here just try to search for now assist assist AI agents. Okay. And here you can see in Instruct tab, because I've already installed it out. Okay, I have this particular thing out. This particular plugin is required in order to use the Agentic AI thing. So if it's not installed on your side, now assist AI agent, okay, you have to install it out. And it will be better if you have the latest version for it. Okay. The next thing is just go and search for AI search, AI search, and over here, uh, if you go to AI search, you should get something like AI search status. Let me check. What was that? Yeah, AI search status. Okay. So just click on it and just check if it's activated. AI search is ready. Okay, congratulations. Blah, blah, blah. If it's not there, okay, you can use the guided setup, okay, to set up those things out. So this is second validation you can do. Okay. And the third, as a part of UI front, right? Most of the time for agentic AI also you'll be using Now Assist only. So let's check if the Now Assist is also enabled for us or not. So for that, what you have to do, just go to Now Assist admin, and under that go for experiences. And here you will see a summary tab. Okay. If it's turned on, okay, it's now it's turned on. Okay. If it's turned off, you just have to turn it on. Okay. So yeah, you are getting turned off over here. So if I click over here, it will get turned off. Okay. But currently it's turned on. So these three validations are required in order to get started with this thing, with the agentic AI front. Now we will see. We'll again go, and if you want to continue with this series, just mark this thing out. Uh, this I have already added to favorites, I guess. No, I will do that. Create and manage. Just mark this entire AI studio only favorite. Okay, because we will be using it in day in day out. So I'll just go to create and manage. Now we will see if we want to enable certain agent out, or if you want to duplicate certain agent out, what all options we are available for us. Okay. So let's see how we can duplicate the agent out. So for instance, if I want to duplicate this particular, there are use cases and there are agents. So I've already explained you the difference between use case and agent. Agent is a single agent which performs certain activity. Okay. But when it comes to use case, it can have multiple agents, okay, which talks to each other and get the things done. So for example, I have this classify a task agent use case. If I want to duplicate it out, I can see the button over here, duplicate. Okay, if I click on this particular button, it will create a replica of it, and then I can do the changes in that particular replica. Or currently, it's make sure you are in the same scope whenever you are dealing with the agentic AI front. Okay. Or the next way is if you open any agentic use case in over here, you can see a duplicate option. If I do duplicate over here also, it will create a duplicate copy for that particular agent. Okay. And then you can do the changes in that particular thing. And we'll see how we can duplicate and how we can modify any agent out, okay, in the upcoming tutorials. But for today's tutorial, I want to focus on explaining you how exactly is the structure for this entire agentic thing. So if you remember this particular slide from the last tutorial, so it's completely like we have an agentic workflow, and that we have AI agent orchestrator, which takes a agentic AI is like just a goal. Okay, what we are trying to solve, what problem statement we are trying to solve. Then we have AI agent orchestrator. The agent orchestrator is like your manager, you can say, okay, which manages all the agents. And it's like, okay, if we have to start with this particular agent, what exactly it will do, then what agent needs to call, and so on and so forth. Then we have AI agents, okay, and under that it will be tools, okay, any tools, okay, like it can be anything, skills, workflows, and all those things. We will discuss more on this particular front also when we move forward. Perfect. So today, I want to show you the structure of how the use case looks end to end and how the AI agent looks. Okay, so let's just take an example of generate change request plan one. Okay, so if I open this particular thing out, so you can see this is the heading for it. Always, always, always make sure you are doing the changes in the same scope. Clear? So it has three sections over here. Okay, describe and correct, define trigger, and select display. So we'll look into each everything of it. So the first is describe and correct. Okay, so basically, it's like what exactly we want to do. Okay, and what all agents are required in order to perform this particular task. Now we are looking to use case. From use case, we'll be moving to agents. Okay, so here we can see first is the name of the agent. What name you have to give. That is a description of the agent. What exactly this particular agentic use case do. There's a use case, okay? Then the third and the most important thing is the instruction, AI instruction, okay? So you define, and this is the most important thing, okay? You define a complete information in this particular box, okay? What exactly you are looking for, what exactly you want to, what all steps you want to follow, okay, in order to get the outcome. So over here, if you see, what is the description, okay, give the change request number. So we'll be inputting only change request number. Come up with a detailed implementation plan, test plan, and backout plan based on the change request number. So now over here in the instruction, we have given a detailed briefing on that thing. So we have given a change request number is formal proposal submitted with an organization to modify, enhance, fix, or implement new process, system, application, blah blah blah. We have just explained what exactly change request is. Objective, recommend content for a change request in the correct sequence. So what step we have to follow? Okay, trigger the change request implementer plan. Okay, this is the first agent we can see, change request implementer plan. Okay, always trigger this agent first. So we want this particular agent to go first. Okay, and we have already also given a note. Note if the implementation plan is already proposed and explicitly approved, skip. Perfect. If it's already there, well drafted, why we want to recreate it again? Else, we have to go to step 2. Okay. Otherwise, complete the full implementation plan cycle. There is a cycle for that particular agent. We will see in future. Then the same thing we are doing for change blackout plan. The same thing we are doing for change test plan. And the last step is finish execution by triggering change plan finisher. There is also one agent. Okay. And thank the user for using analysis. pretty simple, straightforward. If you are using any AI to like ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, okay, you are doing it day out. So next is connect agents. So as we are seeing in the description, always try to follow the same naming convention. Okay, so it's this change this planner. So here, if you see, it will be like change this planner. Even the uh, case, okay, it's lowercase test. Okay, it's the same thing. Try to do it. Okay, it will help you out because it will not get hallucinated if you try to make it proper. Then we have change finisher plan, backup plan. So we are using 4 agents out there. Okay, as a part of this particular use case. Um, I will come to the use case. Okay, before that, we will go to define a trigger. And when you create a new agent, right? Okay, there will be a button called recommend AI agents. So you just gave a description, okay, and some instruction, and it will check. Okay, if it's there already an agent created available for it, okay, it will recommend it here, and you can easily use that particular agent only in your use case. The second thing is define trigger. So define trigger, everyone who is working on service now knows what exactly the trigger is. So trigger is an event on which this particular AI agent should get invoke. Okay. So over here you can add multiple triggers also. Okay. But at this particular point of time, the trigger is change request planner. Okay. And the trigger is whenever the created or updated. Any change request is getting created or updated, it should get trigger. If I open this out to get more details, so you can see change request created or updated, it's not activated. Okay, so you can activate this trigger also. Okay, perf- um, to get use of it. Okay, and here is the condition: if short description value changes or description value changes or requested by is not empty or state is -5 is I think new, then this thing will work. Run requested by, run as whoever is the requested by person. Okay, so I've just uh, showing you the defined trigger. Then the third thing is display, select display. Okay. So it's like with respect now as is planner. So basically, what do you want to expose this particular use case to now as panel or not? Okay. For that, you must be knowing the now is the chat window. Okay. AI chat window, AI virtual agent we can call. So if you want, if you trigger is display true, okay, it will get enabled. If you make it false, it will not be available. Okay. And if you see, you can also define the access control over here for which particular roles. If a person with ITR role uh, is there, only then if I check this particular checkbox, he'll be able to see that this he will be able to drive this use case from the now assist. Clear? Now I'll move back to the trigger. Sorry, to the describe and connect. And now, as you can see, we have 4 agents out there. Now let's try to understand this agents out. Okay. So I can open it from here also directly, but I will not open it from here. What we'll do, I will just show you. I will again go to create and manage. And this was the use case. And every use case can have one or multiple agents. So over here, there's a second tab called AI agents. In that, I will just put this for good change request planner, and you can see the agent out there. Now, how is the structure for agent? It's somewhat similar to the use case, okay, but some differences also there. So when it comes to agent, it has 3 sections again: describe and instruct, add tools and information, and define availability. Again, a note: whenever you want to do any changes, okay, make sure you are at the right scope. Clear? So here also, it's name first. Okay, what's the name of your AI agent? Then description of your AI agent. Now something will get different. Okay. If you use any LLM platform like Chat GPT, Gemini, Cloud, okay, so it always tells ki it will give the best response out there if you define the persona. Okay, now for the query you add. Okay, so the next is the persona. Okay, what is the AI agent role? Okay, so AI agent will impersonate some role out, right? Okay, and it will drive the things out. So we have to define what exactly is that role. So over here, it's given a test plan describes how the change can be validated to confirm it is working as intended. It includes test cases, success criteria, and any resources or to required for it. You are an expert in creating test plans and change requests. Your primary role is to generate a concise, actionable test plan for change requests. This is the most important thing. Okay, so you are telling the agent, ki, hey, you are expert. Okay, so it will actually try to be an expert. Okay, and create the most valuable test plan as a part of this particular thing. Then again, we have instructions. Now, the way AI use case have agents in it. Okay. So for an instance, if I go over here, if this is AI use case, okay, if this is AI use case, it has multiple agents in it. Okay. In the similar fashion, if there is a AI agent, it will have multiple tools in it. One of many tools in it. Okay. So what's true for agents when it's AI use case, that's true for tools when it comes to AI agent. We'll see how. So again, we have instructions. Okay, we are giving the instructions in steps only: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay, all these things out. But over here, instead of agents, okay, we will have tools. Okay, so here you can see, if I go over here, sorry, bad, tools and information. Now it can be multiple tools. Okay, there are n number of tools out there. Okay, so now for this particular thing, they have used one flow action tool. Okay, so it's just a normal flow action. Okay, it's using that particular flow action to get the results. And there are two script components out there. I will show you both of them. Okay, so for example, if I open the flow action, it's this particular flow action, get request of change details. It's given description, select flow. Here you can see the flow which got called, and again input as a change number. So it's like input variable for that flow action. Okay, which will be a string. What is the execution mode? Do you want supervised? When it's supervised selected, it will ask you for confirmation. If it's autonomous, it will just perform the activity also. Display output, do you want to display what exactly the agent is doing or not? Here we are going no. And output transformation strategy, it's like concise. Do you want concise, paraphrase, or verbose? Okay, so you can define that also. So here you can see this is the one action, and this action is getting used into the instruction also. So if I go to instruction, you can see gather change request detail. Collect the change request details. If the details are missing, prompt the user to confirm the correctness of the request number. Do not proceed until all the necessary request details are successfully retrieved. Okay. So the way we have seen for agentic use case agents, in the similar way, we have this tools for agents, and then we have scripts out there. Okay. So the script component get similar change request. Okay, and this is a script. Here also we are passing number, and it has a cascaded search kind of thing. What exactly is there is a change request plan, and its cascaded search is like it will try to get the context of the change request, and it will check other change requests which are matching the same context. Got it? Again, it's supervised autonomous. Okay, display is output is no, and paraphrase. We generally don't make display output true for tools because at the tools is very underlying entity, right? Okay, we need the output from agents. What exactly is happening? Instead, we don't know. You must be aware about the encapsulation kind of abstraction kind of thing in OOPS, right? If you put your ATM card into machine, the only thing you care about is that you should get money back from the machine. Okay, you don't worry what's happening inside the machine. That's the thing. Okay, that's why we keep it always no. Clear? And then we have defined the availability kind of thing. Over here, you can make AI agents running, means active or not. Okay, so from here you can toggle it out whether it's you want to make it active or not. And also, if you want to use this agent as an individual entity, okay, from the analysis panel. Then you can toggle this particular thing also. And at the same for the roles, okay. So this is all for today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, we have seen uh, how we can duplicate an agent, how we can modify, how we can modify also. Okay, we'll see it in practical in the next session, but you got the context. And also the most important thing is like we have seen the structure of of the agentic use case. Now you are familiar with how the use case looks like and how the AI agent looks like. So, and that's the wrap. Okay, you now know how to set up your SDN, understand the structure of your workflow, and agents, activate a ready-made agent and duplicate one to make it own. In the next video, we are gonna go even deeper. We'll try to modify certain things out. Okay, build certain things out in the next tutorial. Okay, if you found this helpful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me which agent you are most excited to build. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you in episode 4. Happy building till then. Thank you.